Welcome to the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. If it's your first time here, become a part of the chat family by hitting that subscribe button. I'd love for you to do so. So, happy Friday, everyone. I hope everybody is doing amazing. I hope you had a great week. And if not, it's the weekend. You made it. Let's start today's topic and podcast and talking about, the reason why I feel like so many things are wrong in this world is because lack of gratitude and lack of appreciation. And of course, ultimately, I believe that gratitude is stems from how you were raised. Some people just were not raised properly. It's a lot of people who were just given things. They never were taught about boundaries and respecting other people, and also that you can't always have every single thing that you want. We It's something that we definitely have to learn, that the whole world does not revolve around us, but at the same time not losing our sense of self, giving everything we have. It's definitely a fine line that we can be supportive, we can be kind to other people, but not at the cost of disrespecting ourselves. So, how does it start? It starts by, making sure that you are putting up boundaries and knowing yourself. Knowing yourself is key to so many things in this life. You have to know what you're about, you have to know what you deserve, and you have to be courageous enough. You have to be courageous enough to stand up for yourself, to protect yourself, because other people won't. People will use you and abuse you as long as you let them. If you let people do something once, they will keep coming back and they will keep doing things until you end it. We're the ones that have to end things. Definitely. Hey, Word, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you're doing amazing. We're the ones that have to show that we care about ourselves. There's nobody that is going to advocate for you like you. You're the one that has to have enough self confidence. You're the one that has to have enough self respect, and you got to have enough courage to either put people in their place or to say, that person is not my cup of tea. That is the sort of person that I can't deal with. We got to know our power. We have to know what we deserve, and we have to know our worth. Hey, writers, how are you doing? Happy Friday. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for your support. I hope your Friday is awesome so far. And if you guys have not already, please hit the like. I'd really appreciate it. So, I definitely wanted to get into talking about people who are ungrateful and people who are entitled. And I definitely think that these are people in categories. And usually we see it a lot of ungratefulness in children. And we can't always just know the story of people. Everybody has different parenting styles, different values and belief systems. And yes, when you have your children, you can't understand certain things until you have a child of your own. It's a different thing to think how it is to be a parent, and it's a different thing to actually be a parent in real time. And we want the best for our children. We want them to have a wonderful life, but part of making them be a valuable member of society is teaching children, to have a backbone, to understand that you can't live this life on your own, that you also need support. So it means that you also have to learn to give back, and that it can't be all about them, but at the same time, teaching children a balance, giving to others, but also filling up your cup. Not saying that it's an easy thing to do, it's not an easy thing to teach children. So, for example, I like me saying all the time, it's important to fill up your cup. And then at the same time, teaching that same thing. This is my time. This is my time. uh I'm taking this 30 minutes either when I go to the gym, when I go for a walk, when I go to the beach, when I spend time with loved ones, but it's my time outside of the people who are in my household. And I do that for myself to fill up my cup. So at the same time, I say, I teach them, you have to make time for you. You have to make time to love you and to be your own friend. And I have to do that every single day. I can't take a break from my own personal me time, because when I do that, I sacrifice my mental health. That's when I have the breakdowns. That's when I feel like screaming. I feel overwhelmed. I feel some type of way because I'm not filling back my cup up. So it's important to teach children that as well. Let's see who I missed. Miss Queen Sunkiss. How are you doing, Miss Queen? Appreciate you. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you're doing awesome. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday, Matthew. How are you doing? Welcome in. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. I love to hear you guys' comments in the comment section. You know, I have to talk about, children. Children are so important in this society. They're the next generation of our personal bloodline. So the things that you teach them, I always say that to all parents. It's a big responsibility when you have a child, that you pour into them, that you teach them the things that you didn't possess. And I have no problem being transparent. It's a lot of things that I didn't know, that I didn't understand, that I don't want them to go through so long in their life not knowing, not understanding, and not having that sort of awareness. It's important to teach children things that we will hide from. We hide certain things from our children, but it's important for them to understand that mommy or daddy made mistakes. I didn't always know much, but I learned this, and because I learned it, I want to teach it to you so that you can be aware and that nobody pulls a wool over your eyes. And I say that to bring back to the point about being grateful and gratitude, because children have to be taught how to be grateful. Even simple things as saying, thank you, I'm sorry, that teaches children respect. And a lot of children, they don't know anything about that thank you, sorry. Okay, if the door is open, you don't just open the door. You knock at the door and you say, can I come in? And if a person says no, they don't get mad. They just say, okay, okay, their time, their time. You have to teach children that, and that shows them that they can't be selfish. And in teaching that they can't be selfish, it teaches them to be grateful for the people in their life, the time that they spend with them, and the things that they have. Teach children to respect other people, to respect the things that they have. Teach children that money doesn't grow on trees. It doesn't. And that not everything that they want to have, they can have. That mom or dad or both or whoever is raising them have to work hard for them to be able to have certain things. I'm a firm believer in teaching children about financial responsibility. That when a bill, this bill, and I show them how much the bill is. This is mommy or daddy's light bill. This is how much we are paying for rent or mortgage. This is how much the groceries. Teach them that things cost money and we have to work hard to get them, and tell them this is how much mommy or daddy makes an hour or a day. You see how hard it can be? So the things that we have to take care of it. We have to respect it. We don't waste the the resources that we have, and don't think just because we have something that we should just go through it. I see children now back and forth in the fridge all day. I don't know. I guess I'm old school. I must be old school, showing my age. Good morning, Miss Tracy. How are you doing? Welcome in. I really appreciate you being here. I hope all is well in your world. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the podcast. So let me go on to my next point. Um, about being grateful. A lot of times in a romantic relationship, I think it's one of the most wonderful things in this world to be in a relationship with somebody that loves you and sees you and understands you, but also is has the ability to show how grateful they are for you being in their life. With that being said, um, sometimes we in romantic relationships we forget, we take for granted, we forget to say thank you for the things that you do. Thank you for being a part of my life. We don't want to get into that category of thinking like I got you. And I hear people say that all the time. I got my wife. I got my husband. They're not going anywhere. No, no, no. Let's not do that. People always have two eyes, people always have options. So show that gratitude, pour into the ones that you love. Let them know that you care about them, that you appreciate them, and and vice versa. It can't be one sided. And that's sometimes what can happen. It's life, it's real life that one usually holds the brunt of the work, the housework, taking care of the children, and it's okay as long as the other one is putting back some support, putting back, listening to you, giving you more of your me time. But we can't deal with, being the one in a relationship thinking that I don't have to say thank you, or even simple things like saying, I love you. That's a really big problem that I believe in this thankless society. Um, get used to, you know, get used to the rudeness, get used to that I don't have to do anything that I don't want to do, or it doesn't matter, or I don't say I love you because that makes me feel weird or uncomfortable. We should never feel uncomfortable letting people that we actually love in real time not know how we feel about them. And that's something that you should do every single day. I don't mean 20, 30 times a day, but at the beginning of the day, remind them, I chose you again today. I chose to be with you. I chose to wake up and say, I'm going to do another day with this person. You're my person. Um, and that's something that I like to do in real time. Remind people that I love, especially in the romantic relationship, that I chose you again and I still love you, even when you get on my nerves. Even at that time, I still say, I still chose you. Yes, I do, Miss Queen. Yes, I do. And in real time, you have to you have to put in the work. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort to be yourself. It takes a lot of effort to just balance and juggle everything. And I do think that it's important for on both sides, because everybody's not going to be different. I can definitely say that I'm definitely a more romantic person. Um, And I will go to the little details, making sure I pour self-care, like making sure that, a bath is prepared, candles, soft music, making sure they have the things that they want and need. I'm a nurturer. And another may be give back to you by being a great listener, being understanding, telling you it's time for you to do something for yourself, or they may be a gift giver. There's a lot of ways that we can show appreciation for the person that you're in a relationship with. And it's also allowing that person to have a life. I think that we get used to, like, I don't know, like being a helicopter in a relationship, wanting all of that person's time, and that's not natural. It's very unnatural to want all the time of the person you're in a relationship with. They got to have their own life. I feel like it always makes issues when you give 100% of your time to your romantic relationship, or you give 100% of your life to your children, or the other relationships that you have in your life. You got to have a balance, not too much, but you got to put some time into you so that you can be mentally stable, and physically stable to take care of the people that you care about. Because if you're not filling up your cup, you're not eating, you're not taking care of yourself, you don't, you start to not take care of your personal care, how you look. I've done that many times before I started to say, what are you even doing? We'll get up and you just start taking care of children, you start taking care of your spouse or significant other, and it's 3, 4 p.m. and you have not eaten yet. Let's not do that on Chat Family. Wake up first. Make sure, wake up a little earlier. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, getting your exercise, doing your stretching, your meditation, your prayer, whatever it is, your belief system, but make sure you're tapping in spiritually. Make sure you're tapping into your mental health, making sure you're taking part of your self-care. It's all about our overall wellness. And when we're not okay and taking care of ourselves, it's more difficult, or we feel really stressed out because we haven't thought about ourselves. It's so important to do so. So let's go into the next point. Point number 3. It's so important for the people that we say are our friends, quote unquote. And the older that I'm getting, I'm finding that it's harder to find real friends. I don't mean the fake friends. I mean the real people that you can talk to about anything. People will say that they're friends with you, and it's a term that people use very loosely. That's my friend. Everybody is their friend. But what is that person doing? How are they adding to your life? How are they proving that they deserve to be in your life? And also, how are you proving that you're a friend to them? We have to learn to be grateful. Be grateful for the friends that we have. And there are some people who feel entitled, to know certain things about us. And I find that to be the case in friendships. Um, People think that they're entitled because they're our friends, that they're entitled to know our personal business. And that's not true. Nobody has the right to know your personal and private business. That's something that you give to certain people that you want to. And there's certain things that you don't divulge, you don't share with anybody. But they say antibody. Don't share private things about your romantic relationship. That's thing between you and your romantic relationship, or certain personal things that you have been through. Keep that to yourself. Anything that you don't want shared or told to anybody else, keep that to yourself. Okay. So let's also talk about, the ungrateful and entitled people in the workplace. This is a big category to where people can be very ungrateful. Um, and you're the one that has to set those boundaries. I found that before the issue was me. I was, working and doing things, but I wouldn't set boundaries. I would say, oh, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And then I would backtrack and say, okay, I'll work overtime. Okay, I'll come in early. Okay, I'll do this. Okay, I'll do that. We have to show up being the person to say what we mean and mean what we say. You got to do that for yourself because people are naturally going to keep pushing and asking for more. As long as you keep saying yes, they are going to keep taking. People will take from you as long as you let them take. They really will. And you're the one that has to say, enough, no more. I'm not doing any more for you. And it's really hard because, in the workplace, come on, let's be honest, everybody. Everybody wants to take care of themselves. They want to take care of their family unit. They want to, provide and do what's best for their family so that their family is good, that they have the things that they want and they need. And I know the majority of people want to replace, working for people and then get into that business mindset, that entrepreneurial mindset of having their own business. But it's nothing wrong with the job. It's nothing wrong with it. Don't let anybody tell you that it's something wrong with a job. The issue with a job is that you're working for somebody, and people can be tripping. They can be very demanding. And the thing that I don't like is when you work for a job, the micromanagers and the ones that try to, you know, be overly demanding or try to tell you what you should do, but they are the ones that aren't doing anything themselves. See, they're asking for something that they aren't willing to give. They don't want to give. They will never give. So you got to pay attention to the people who are ungrateful. And also, the same thing goes with co-workers. You know, I found, just my personal experience, you guys can take it or leave it, but I found that the best thing for me is in the workplace. I don't do the friendships. I don't do friends in the workplace. I think it's not good for my mental health because it gets strange or weird if something happens and you have to work with them, and then now you're at a point where you have fallen out and you don't want to talk to them anymore, or they irritate you or something. It's just best to not do the friendship. Also, not do dating in the workplace. I just think it's best to draw those lines. It's best because yeah, it makes problems in the future. It really does. I just, I don't know. It irritates me sometimes that you can be the best employee. You can give everything you have. I've seen people do this, work at a job 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and then they do a job cut. Then they give you the pink slip, or they start nitpicking or complaining about certain things, like they want you to pick up the slack and do 3 or 4 jobs um, at the same pay, and then somebody who walks in the door making more than you and doing less work. It's complicated to deal with ungrateful people and people who are entitled, to feel that, you should just do things with no questions, with your eyes closed. Okay, I'm just going to blindly trust you to do every single thing. No, it don't work that way. um, and for me, I feel like this next one is the biggest category of ungratefulness. um, don't get me wrong, everybody. I definitely have a lot of love, care for relatives. I will even say there are some with amongst my relatives that I actually love. But there is a fine line that just because people are related to you by blood does not mean that they care about you, does not mean they love you, does not mean that they have your best interest at heart. Does not mean they want to see you win. Doesn't mean that they support you. I just be gonna be honest that there are some relatives that they have evil motives. They want to see you fall down. And it's crazy to me that somebody who has the same blood running in their veins wants to see me fall down, or wants to see me harmed in a certain way, or wants to see certain things not happen and work for me. To me, I find it to be so crazy that some people could be that ungrateful, that mean spirited, that evil and wicked to have that sort of motive. It's crazy to me. And you got to identify the people who are in your relatives. Not everybody that's related to you, you can trust. I learned that from so many times of knocking my head against the wall, or so many times being taken advantage of financially, or spending a whole day helping somebody to do something in their home, or giving away your your gifts or your talents to them for free. So underpaying, undercharging your value and your worth, that's not good. And I don't know why people who are related to you always want a discount. They always want a discount, or they want you to do things free. And you're like, what's that about? Like, no, you can't get that free. No, you can't get a discount because you're my relative. I went to school for this. I learned this in hard knock life. This takes time. It costs me money. Time is money. No, you can't get it for free. So, also with that, a lot of times people who are our relatives treat us a certain way because we let them get away with too much, or we say it's okay and we know it's not okay. We know the things that they're doing sets us off. It ticks us off. It pisses us off. It makes us feel upset or angry, and we'll say things are okay. So, also in that thing about people who are ungrateful, you have to be honest with yourself and transparent. If somebody is doing something you don't like, or whatever, be courageous enough to say, I don't like that. Don't do that to me, or whatever it is. We got to be honest with ourselves first. Hey, Miss Tamika, how are you doing? Good morning. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday. Hit the like, everybody. I hope all is well with everyone. Hi, Toot. How are you doing? Appreciate you. Happy Friday to you. I hope you're doing amazing. And I love to hear what you guys have to say too. Do you have who are some of the ungrateful people in your life? This is not just me talking. This is a podcast to for us to have open conversations. Who do you know that is ungrateful? I want to hear that too. But definitely, I feel like the majority of this discussion is me saying that the people who take me for granted the most are my relatives. You know, I definitely feel that way. They're my relatives. They don't show appreciation, or they feel entitled that you're my sister, my auntie, my cousin, my this, my that. You have to do it. You must, and you must do it free, and you must do it right now. And how dare you have a life? How dare you not be available? How dare you not do this for me or that for me? Or how dare you ask me for money for things that actually cost money? I think it's very unbalanced. I think it's unbalanced, and it's weird. It's very, very weird for the things that, our relatives can do and ask for. The things that they want you to do for free, and it's very toxic. And they're never asking you, are you okay? Can you afford to do that? Do you have the time to do that? No, it's they make a demand. I need you to be here tomorrow. I need you to pick me up. I need you to do this. I need you to take care of my kids. I need. But they're never asking you what you want. What do you want? What do you need? Are you okay? Do you need support? Are you well? Mentally, are you well? Spiritually, do you need anything financially? How is your health? Are you doing okay physically? All those things that I feel like it's a lot of ungratefulness, but it's us that we have to be the ones to advocate for ourselves. We have to be the ones to say, this person's using me, no matter who it is, mom, auntie, cousin, brother, sister, uncle, whoever, any of your relative. If you find that they're using you, you're the one that has to end it. You're the one that has to block it. You're the one that has to stop listening to those relatives that are ungrateful and negative and users. You got to respect yourself. I had to take ownership of that. I had to take accountability that I'm allowing people to take advantage of me. I was, I had to own that. I had to take ownership of it, be honest and transparent, and say, I'm not respecting myself. I'm doing too much for others, but not getting anything back in return. And I'm not saying that it always has to be that somebody has to give you something among your relative, but I'm like, man, but can you check on me? Do you know I exist? And I do know that people in our life, our relative children, that they have their own life. They have things going on. I get that. But how much does it take to send a text? 5 or 10 seconds. Are you okay? How are things going? Did you have a good day? Is everything all right? Do you need anything? Are you well? And and then they get upset and tripping when you cut them off. I can say for myself, I get tired of being the one to always pour into other people and not get it back. I think because I'm a very empathetic person. I'm definitely a nurturer. I care about people's mental health. I care about how they're doing financially. I care about all those things. And I may not be in a position to give them financially, but I definitely try my best to be there and mentally support. I try my best to be there and be a good listener, support them, try to understand, pour into them, with positive affirmations and all of those things. But it hurts sometimes when you don't get the same things back. Even to say, hello, how are you doing? Are you alive? Something simple like that. But I understand, I get it, that not everybody is that way. It has to be a part of that person. It has to be who they are, who they want to be. Yeah, all of those things. So I'm going to put the link here in the chat. I forgot to put the link in the chat just in case anyone has something to add to this discussion. But I think that that's definitely a big issue. I think a lot of people, they don't want to say it out loud, because you don't want to step on others' toes. You don't want to stir up no mess within your family. But I know for myself, there's certain relatives I don't deal with. I don't deal with them because it's always some drama. It's always some foolishness with them. It's always something that they're complaining about. And the honest truth about it is they're the issue. You're the reason for your problem. But they don't accept that because they are not accountable for their actions. They're actually entitled, or they're angry, mean spirited, they're lazy. It's so many things. Like, I'm not saying it to talk down about relative, but you got to be honest with yourself. If you want certain things out of your life, you got to put in the work. And it's nobody else's job or responsibility to do that for you. And family members will look at the life that you have and then get upset, get angry, get jealous of what you have. But are they hustling? I will say that that's one thing about Marlene. I will hustle. I'm a hustler. I'm a natural hustler, but I'm also a naturally organized person. I organize my affairs. I know what I'm going to do at all times. I am definitely about time management and managing my time. I know how long I should be doing something and when it's enough. And I know when I'm doing too much and I'm pouring into other people and it's time for me to pour back into myself. I had to do some work on me. I had to learn to be honest with me and notice when someone is taking advantage of me and not respecting me the way that I deserve. And I will definitely say to all you chat family, um, don't let your relatives use and abuse you and say they love you, quote unquote. That's a love bombing technique that families and relatives will actually do to get you in a cycle of doing things for them. They always say, "Oh, I love you," or they'll say, "Don't you love me?" or "I thought you loved me," or do some sort of mind games. Try to manipulate your mind into doing things. Don't allow your relatives to do that for you. I know I'm not the only one that has gone through that, but I just thought I'd mention it that a lot of times our relatives will say some things to us, and it's not right. It's not something healthy. It's something toxic. We allow our relatives to use us and to be demanding, and then at the same time we're complaining about it. We're overwhelmed, we're frustrated, we're all these things, but we keep allowing it. So we have to stop allowing, you know we have to stop allowing our relatives. Awesome, Rachel. We have to stop allowing our relatives to treat us treat us any type of way. Let's not do that. We got to be the ones to advocate for ourselves, because if we're not strong, how can we be strong for others? We got to pour into ourselves before we can pour into others. And I used to have it backwards. I always thought that you pour into your children, you pour into your spouse, your significant other, you pour into your friends, you pour into your job. But what about when you're not getting anything back? Are you getting anything back? Do they ask you certain things? What kind deeds do they do for you? How do they support you mentally? How do they support you spiritually? How do they support your overall wellness? What are they doing to make you be stable, to make you feel good about yourself? Are they supportive of your dreams? Do they give you accolades or give you your flowers? Hmm. If a person can't give you your flowers, if a person can't even say something as simple as saying, "Thank you for what you do for me," because that's something that really, really grinds my gears. It's a quick way to get blocked by me, a really quick way. When I do some kind things for somebody and they don't even have say thank you, actually they'll say, make more demands. Can you come tomorrow? Can you do this? More, more, more. They want more, more, more. And that's when you got to cut them off. Mm-mm. That's a no, 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 and a no. And I have to learn to speak up more for myself, um, and not be available as easily as maybe I used to. I know that that's my issue. I'm definitely a person that I love to give to others. I like to be kind to other people. I like to be supportive of other people, but I recently have been working on in the past 6 or 7 months of learning it's okay to not support every single thing that everybody does, because in the same token, in the same vein, you're not getting back the same support every single time. You have to learn that it's okay. I will support them sometimes. I will support them when I can, but don't let it be at the cost of you. Don't sell yourself short. Don't give yourself the short end of the stick. Make sure you're taking care of all of your needs. Make sure you got your finances together. Make sure you're eating. Make sure you're drinking. You're spending quality time with the people that you care about. Make sure you're giving back to others. Make sure you're doing the things that are important for you so that you can be the best woman or the best man that you personally can. That's something that I had to learn for myself, that nobody's going to stand up and say, "Hey, Marlene, time for you to have a seat. Hey, Marlene, you need to do more of this. Hey, Marlene, stop making excuses. Hey, Marlene, stop being lazy." I'm the one that had to say that for myself. Yes, yes, Rachel. Friends or family can be so disloyal, disrespectful, ungrateful, manipulative, conniving. I could go on and on with all of the the uh, the synonyms. All of the words in the thesaurus. Could say all the words, but we're the ones that have to advocate for ourselves and talk about the things that's important to us. And you know let me get into talking about entitled people. Oh, I see Rachel is here in the background. Let's welcome her to the podcast.
Hey,
Hey,
blessings,
Rachel.
Marlon. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I got this little messed up mic I got. But yeah, you've been spitting some gems. I was in here doing my little essay. I got a little essay that I got to do for my GED class, right? But I put that on pause and I'm listening to you the whole time. I'm like, yo, yeah, you just inspired me to, you know, write this whole poem. Like, if you don't mind, let me know if you like it. If you don't mind for me to read it to you.
Oh, go ahead. This is a platform for us to support each other. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I told you I listen and pen and paper. I write. I do best with pen and paper. But listen, right? Out of everything you just said, here's what I wrote in a poem. You're not loyal. Your honesty is all a disguise. I believed you in you once. Why should I give you another try? Feels like a baseball game. I hit a home run, but this your third strike. You're out. It's done. I trusted you while you hated on the low. Now I'm forced to learn what betrayal truly feels like. You know they said I had a cold heart. Can't you hear my screams from hell? Dancing with the devil while talking to God. Can someone help me tell? How can you give your all just to be I'm sorry. How can you give your all just to be betrayed? Nowadays you gotta watch your girl. She could be just as fake as your homie. Vice versa. It doesn't matter. They're both the same. Lusting over you or stabbing you in the back is all a twisted game. Can't tell who's real. We all have our demons to fight in the same hell, different ways. We strive for the light. Time showed you my loyalty while it revealed your true colors. How could you hurt the only person who accepted your flaws, my brother? I learned that love is not your friend. It can deceive and pretend. When your friend says I love you, it means more than you comprehend. I'm aiming for the top while you can't wait to see me fall. Tell me you love me to my face while stabbing me in the back standing tall. Never thought to question our friendship, always took it for granted. But what are you to me? Just another seed that's been planted? I learned that I had to walk away, leave the toxicity behind. Can't no one hear you scream from hell, but soon you'll see, you'll find. God said the worst is yet to come. Keep talking to me. Soon you'll be the next. Soon you'll be next to me, facing your own reality. Keep talking, keep stabbing, keep playing your wicked game. But remember, karma's a boomerang. It'll come back with a flame. I'll rise above, leaving you in the dust. No longer my concern, because in the end, I'll find my peace while you continue to burn. So keep talking, keep stabbing. I'll keep walking away from the lies and deceit. I'll find my own way. No longer bound by your betrayal, I'll break free. This is my story, my journey, and I'll rise above. Just wait and see. The end.
Wow. Wow. You did all of that. So that was
I was
awesome.
listening the whole time and writing, like you just drew my attention.
thank you so
Is
much
you
for
right? You just twist the words around and you put it into a piece of paper. All that pain and all that motivation, all that pain you was turning into motivation. All I did was just turn it into some poetic justice.
yeah,
That's all I
aw-
did.
awesome. You did great, Rachel.
So it's like you spitting them gems and you is reaching people. Keep doing it. Like I say, you motivate people. You just inspired me to write a whole poem. Like, and this is what I do. I like poetry. I like writing, and that's how I let all my feelings and all my emotions go into here.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I'm a poet as well. I'm a
So it's kind
poet
of
as
like,
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
keep going, Marty. Don't stop, yo. Like, got support from over here. Much love from Philly. Like, I'm gonna keep sharing. Like, you got a lot. Like, you could touch a lot of people with what you say, because you're not just speaking about your story. Now you're speaking about how you overcame a lot of situations, and then you're comparing it to what a lot of people go. But I think there's another word for it. I might have just said that wrong. I'm not sure, but it's kind of like you're trying to tell us we all got obstacles, like in here, like I said on the poem, like we all got demons, battle it in the same hell. We just,
Mhm.
find different ways to strive for the light.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Sirius, happy Friday. Hey, Monique, welcome. Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate all of you guys, for being here, supporting the channel. I'm road to 800. I think I got like 35 people. I'm really surprised by how you guys are, supporting this channel. This is my fifth channel, and I just said I was just going to make a channel and just come over here and just speak, just say the the heavier topics, the things that I don't talk about on my motivation channel or my other podcast channel. I just wanted to say the unfiltered, the real talk, the real conversation, and I hope I do a good job over here. That's just what I hope for.
You are doing a good job. Like I told you, like you remind me of a therapist when I was younger, and it's just your words. And like I tell a lot of people, it's hard to find channels like this. Like even me on my own channel, like I got a potty mouth. I have a sailor's mouth. Like especially when I get like when I speak on topics like molestation or bullying, sometimes I can't help it. It's like I'm letting these people know, like, yo, listen, man, I just don't like how this is. I don't agree with it. Like, and when I see that people is not united the way that we're supposed to be, it brings out a bigger passion in me. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, I don't see us doing what we're supposed to do. Like, it's just crazy.
But
And it's
you know
hard.
what You know what I did with that energy, Rachel? I stopped looking for support from. I had to learn that I wasn't going to get support from everybody. I
Hmm.
learned in my awareness that you're never going to get support from people who are low vibrational or who are negative or haven't given themselves enough. They don't respect themselves enough or love themselves enough, or they don't have enough courage to look at themselves in
Facts.
the mirror and know what they need to fix. So I had to learn to stop dealing with people who are low vibrational or who are weak minded. I had to start trying to reach people who were already on that road and trying to work on themselves and actually doing something. Those are the people that I want to reach. I don't need to reach everybody. I don't want to reach
Facts.
everybody. I want to reach the right people.
Exactly. And that takes a minute to realize. It took me a minute to realize. When I first started, I thought I was going to be able to reach the whole world. Then I realized, no, man, I can only reach but a certain amount of people. And when reality hits you, it's like, dang.
Hmm. Yeah, I still don't know where I'm going with this channel yet. I've been thinking. I have a few ideas, and you know how I do it. I don't share what I do on my channel because there's so much people who are, what do you call it, copycats. That I learned a lesson to start walking in silence and just do it. You know, So I got
You do
something on down the pipeline that I'm working on for this channel, and if it pops off, I feel like it's gonna be amazing. Hmm.
you're gonna make it a long way. Listen, YouTube has come a long way because when I first started, it wasn't a lot of positive speakers out here. Like you had mostly like it was mostly YouTube was more when I first got on here, who was famous, who was viral was mostly Hassan Campbell. So it's mostly the podcasts we could join were kind of like his. So it's made it a long way to actually sit here and meet people that are actually, want to help others and motivate others and not be fake. Like, when we first started this joint was crazy. Like, but it's made it a long way. Like we got more positive talkers out here like you, both male and female. And like I said, you got a way of how can I say drawing the attention. Like you got
Yeah,
that you got that
thank you. That's what
Hispanic. You got that
that's
swag
what
in it. I don't know how to say it.
I was really blessed, to be honest, everybody. I can't take credit for the person that I am. I have to say that I stand on the backs of, I had strong ancestors, and I have great therapists and mentors and coaches. The things that I do here is not just me. I have other people who are, rooting for me and supporting me in the background. So I can't just say it's me. I got some great people that pour into me, and that's what you guys get to see. Hmm. Yeah. So, let me go to my last point here. I definitely have to say that it's a lot of ungrateful and entitled people in today's society, and we see it all the time. We see the Karens and the Kens and the people who think that they can do whatever they want. They can treat people any way they want. They with the road rage, and everything is about them, and just selfish people in general in society. I don't know what happened. I remember not that long ago, maybe 15, 20 years ago, people didn't have no problem, opening the door for one another, even being kind enough to say good morning, you know, simple stuff like that. Now it's just like if you say good morning to people, they look at you like you got two heads. Or you say thank you or sorry. Somebody bumps into you, they're ready to start a fight with you. I'm like, what is going on in this world today? Like, people just are so stressed out, wound up, that they think it's okay to do anything to anybody. They don't consider anybody but themselves. Just, I feel like it's wild. It's wild to be that way. That you're not the only person in the world. You know, that's somebody's mama or daddy. You know, yeah, that's somebody's mama or somebody's dad. So, uh, thank you so much, Rachel, for supporting. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you. And in today's society, we have to pay attention. We got to pay attention to the people that are out there, and you have to not let things that are going on the outside come on the inside. I have an amazing friend and life coach who pours that into me every day, and she reminds me of that, with her positive messages. And she says that to me all the time. Don't let what's happening on the outside stop what is inside of you. And I'll say it again for whoever needs to hear the message. Don't let what's happening on the outside affect you on your inside. Don't let the negativity, the backbiting, the foolishness, the drama stop you from being who you are. Don't let nobody stop you from living your life, you know, being your own person. Don't let nobody stop you from being you. You know your journey of your life. You know what you're about. You know what you deserve. Yeah, you know all of that. But other people, they look at you, and people don't know about your past. I know a lot of people, they look at me right now and they think, oh, like my life is so great and wonderful. Yeah, my life is great and wonderful now, but my life was not wonderful and great a few years ago. Definitely wasn't. I went down that rabbit hole and that tunnel. I was in a very dark space, but I had enough courage to stand up and to say, I'm not going to be this. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be like other people who don't communicate or are rude and disrespectful or make excuses for their poor behavior. I didn't want to be that woman. I didn't want to be that, like I want to be that little old lady. When I get to be old, I want to be able to sit in my chair and smile and to say, I lived a great life. I nurtured, I poured into people. I lived the life of my dreams. I want to be able to say that when I no longer can get up or when it's my last day on this earth. I want to be able to say, I did the best I could with my life. I turned my life around. I turned around my attitude, the trajectory of my path, you know? Because definitely I was on the path of doom and gloom, you know. Uh, you guys have no idea when you don't come from much, when you don't have a lot financially, that does not make you to say that nothing can't happen for you. It's about using your current circumstances and allowing that to be what projects you, you know. One of the you know, I don't care, I'll say it, it's one of the things from my upcoming book. But you got to use what hurt you to heal you. A lot of times the things that happens to us in our past, we use the things in our past to make us be stuck, when we could let what the things that hurt us, the things that cause us pain, the people who hurt us, the people who disappointed us, don't let your past, don't let other people, don't let lack of direction get you stuck. Don't let it make you stop. Let it fuel you, be that launch pad into your success. See, we can go as high and as far as we want to, but we're the ones that have to want to. You're the one that has to want to, and only you can tell yourself when you're ready. You're the only one that can say, I'm going to make changes, I'm going to do better, I'm going to be accountable for me, I'm going to respect myself, I'm going to do what I need to do, I'm going to get up every single day and make it happen. That's where my life changed. Making that decision to say, it's not easy, it's actually very difficult, it's very frustrating, but I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna do what I need to do for me. I'm gonna do me. I'm not gonna blame anybody. I'm not gonna blame my relative. I'm not gonna blame the people who hurt me. At a certain period of time, you got to check all of that and say, yeah, certain things happened to me, certain things did mess me up, certain things did get me off track, certain things did mess me up financially, but that's the past, and here is my today. Now what am I going to do with the cards that I am dealt with today? And if I don't know how to make it happen, I'm going to get myself that mentor, that life coach, that therapist, that everybody that I need, that support staff, my accountability partners, my support group, so that I could be the woman that I deserve to be. And that's something that I had to learn. I had to learn that I actually deserve certain things. There's so much time in this world that we feel that we don't deserve certain things because of our financial situation, because our past, because we made certain mistakes, or because we've been hurt, because people have disrespected us. People have said that we are or we aren't something, or we can't do it, or we don't deserve it. You're the one that has to make up in your mind. You're the one that has to make up in your mind that you deserve to have a fabulous life. I deserve to have a fabulous life. But with that, with wanting that, it comes a responsibility. What am I willing to do to have that? How many times am I going to get up, even if I fall. You could fall 1 million times. But on that 1 million and one time, it could be where you get your yes, where you find the person who's going to help fund your dreams, or you're going to find that person to say, hey, I can help you. Come this way, walk this path. But you got to be courageous enough to say, I was hurt, I was broken. Let yourself cry, be pissed off, and then get up and rise up and say, but I'm not going to let that hinder me and stop me. It's about my today. Yeah. And that's where I'm going to leave you guys on that. So I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for supporting me in this channel. Don't let ungrateful and entitled people get you down, get you to stop, get you to stop fighting. You have to have enough be courageous enough inside of yourself. And that's one of the reasons why I will always advocate for multiple things. For me, it was not just therapy that helped me. Yes, therapy helped me, but also coaching helped me. Also, having a mentor helped me. Having accountability partners helped me. Having a support group, having great friends. That balance is not one thing that 1 plus 1 equals success. No, it's multiple things. You got to work the plan until the plan works. Period. Work the plan until the plan works, but don't let other people get you down. Don't let other people get you outside of what you want and you deserve. You're never too young. You're never too old. You're never too anything. You're the one that makes the ultimate decision at the end of the day how your life is going to be. That's it. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. If it's your first time here, welcome, chat family. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, share this podcast out to somebody that you think would really resonate with this. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys on the next Marlene Saunders show. I would do these podcasts Mondays to Fridays, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you guys on Monday. See you on the next one, guys. Bye bye.